video was. So it's a minute. Okay. So there is one more REQRES.in. So which has all the dummy APIs, which is used for practice purpose. So very easy to practice all these things, and you can so implement the same structure how we implemented for Postman API collection. And I'll show you some of them, but remaining things you can practice. So this is the one we are going to automate. So using REST assured framework. And so this first one is a get call. There is a 3 get calls we can practice. List of users. You want to get a list of users. See, this is the endpoint URL and plus base URL. Base URL plus endpoint URL. Both you have to give. Then you will get a response 200 and all this so data. This is the response you will get it. So when you request a single user, and this is the base URL plus this one, endpoint URL. And you have a, so this, so response data. Basically, you're getting a particular, so second user data, that's a second user data. And single user not found. If you give invalid ID, you get a 404 not found. So then post. So you want to create a user. So this you have to give name, job. These are the 2 parameters you're giving in the request body. And this is again base URL, request URL, and the response status code 201, and output you will get like this. Same update. So you can update the data. So your name we have given different, right? Now we are modifying this user. So I'm giving a particular user ID, updating. And then patch also there. You can use partial update with a patch. Delete. You can delete the so particular user ID. So this is the one I'm going to implement same thing here. Let's create a new collection entirely. We'll start with the environment variables onwards. We'll start environment variables, then how to consume them. Okay, so I'll show you that. So first create a collection. Click on new. So because I selected the left side collections, then click on new, it will create a new collection. You can have a, so all these things, select which one you want collection. So I want to create a collection. So just give the collection name. REQRES August 24, 2023. So I just given the name, this collection name, and I don't have any request now. I will add the request, okay? So before that, I'm going to environments. I'll create a new environment. The environment name, I'm going to give test, just giving a name, okay? So environment name, test REQRES, so that I can easily remember, okay? REQRES test. See, REQRES dev is there. REQRES test. You can give any name. So then you can select here test REQRES, and you can add. So what you want to add? So I want to add. So test REQRES already. So we don't have, this is not test request, right? Why this is it? Test request is, this is not the one, but I'll add, I'll give. So new URL. What is the base URL? The base URL I want to store is this one. This is the base URL. Okay. So here also you should get the same value. Save it. Okay. So this is my base URL. So I'll use this environment variable. I'll use this environment variable while building this request. So let's add the request, first request. So what is the first request? You go to this get list of users. So add get. So get, I'm giving my request name, get list of users. So, and then first I'll give base URL. Base URL. So this is the base URL. Then, so we have a remaining part. This part you have to give, right? This part we have to give. So this part, I'll just copy this. This part I have to give. So just I'll give it here. Save it. So now get call with this base URL and this level. So this is the query parameter. Can you observe this? This is called query parameter. The query parameter name is page. Page is the parameter name and value is 2. So that's how, see, you can see in the under params, the parameter name is showing page and value is 2. Key is a page and value is 2. That's a query parameter. I hope you are clear with the query parameter concept. And path parameter I have shown you already. So in the previous example, we have seen path parameter. Now this is the query parameter. So request first, hit the send button. So we didn't add any test cases. So you got the 200 okay and all this response body. See, we didn't give any headers also. If you want, you can give headers. So headers is accept application JSON. So application JSON and content type application JSON. So this you can give and save it. So right, hit it again. So you'll get a 200 okay. But so we didn't add the test cases. Let's add the test cases. So you are expecting 200 okay. When you hit this endpoint URL, you should get, see the environment variable value. So this is the environment variable value. So you don't need to every time copy that. So if the environment changes, only base URL will change. For example, you have a stage REQRES. Staging base URL will be there. You don't need to change this endpoint URL structure. Right? So that's the advantage with environment variables. So let's go and add the test cases. The first test case, I want to add this status code. So you have just here, right? Status code. Select this snippet code, status code. So get all users. Status code is 200. So you want to add still more, pm dot response dot to be okay. That's what we can add. And I want to add this data. I want to store. Maybe I want to get this email first data array, email, first name, last name. I want to store in the environment variable, how to store. So let me show you that also to you guys. So once again, I'm going to show that response body JSON value check. So this is the JSON value. I'm going to check. See that. So this entire thing is JSON data. This JSON data. JSON data dot page. For example, page value you want to validate. So you can give JSON value dot page. So what is that page value? 2. You can give here 2. Simple, same thing you want to validate, all you can validate if you want. So whatever you want to validate. So per page. What is the per page value? 6. Oh, I added here. Okay, I'll add here total pages. So total pages is 2. So I want to add this first array, email, first name, last name values in the environment variable. So let's go and store them. So how to store that? So storing the values. So response body output values I'm storing in the environment variables. How to do that? So if you want, just give where any environment data type is in the JavaScript where you can give or constant. If it is a constant, you can give const const in the JavaScript. So where email value equal to, so JSON data dot. So how you can do that? JSON data means this entire thing. That's array. Next one is data. So dot data square bracket. So which element in the data array? First element. So 0 dot email. This one. If you have a doubt, use JSON Pathfinder. Okay. Let me show you JSON Pathfinder again once again. So easy, right? To get the JSON Pathfinder, the path of the field. See that this is the data. This one, email. See that? Data of 0 dot email. So that's what we have written. So JSON data dot data of 0 email. I want to store this in the environment variable. How to store in the environment variable? So you have a ready-made code here. Set environment variable. So this is the one. Email value. Like that, you can store the data, other data. First name, last name I'm storing. That's why I'm just getting it. First underscore name. First name. Sorry, what happened? F name, right? So this one, first underscore. Directly you can write on here only. So no need of again storing there and again writing here also. It's up to you. Okay. So that's all. So you can get these values. You can execute this. execute this, you can go and see these values are stored when you execute this in the environment or not. You can see, just execute this. Now go to environments, test requests, see that all the values are stored here. Okay, so you can reuse these variables wherever you want these values you want to use. How to call environment variables? I already told you, double curly bracket inside the variable name you place it. So like this, double curly bracket inside the variable name. Okay. Any questions before going to the second one? Give proper name for the test case. See, both the test cases are passed. Good. So these are the two test cases we had. You can add multiple test cases if you want. So here you have already snippet of code. So is equal to string, header check, response by headers you can check, even response headers also you can check. So response time is less than 200 milliseconds, success status code, post request to success code. You can add that. So status code name has a string or not, you can check. And response body, convert XML body to a JSON object. Use tiny variable for JSON data. But so many snippets of code, ready-made code they have provided. You can use it freely. Second one. So let's move on to the next one. So duplicate this. So what is the second one? The second one is get single user. Where you can see that? Here. Let's go and you can see here. Get single user. So endpoint here only changing API/user/2. So change here API/user/2. So that's the one. Change. And here you can change the endpoint URL. Get single user. Get single user. And so the header says header says same. So we are not going to change anything. And test cases you change. Get single user. Status code is 200. And so let's see, we need to do some validation. Get single user. Response body validation, right? We are going to do some validation. So observe this. So data, ID. Even you can store the ID also there, but okay, ID, email. So this is the email. What you have on that or not, you need to see. First name, what is the first name, last name? So when you see that ID 2, so first name, last name is same or not, you can check it. And here in the environment variables, what is stored? So different, right? It's a different. That first array values are different and these are different. So you cannot do anything, but you can do some validations. So maybe you can write so exact check. So you can say JSON value check, you can do that. Equal to string, you can do that always. So these things I can remove all of them. Some of them I can keep. Pim.response.json. So you can get that. You can get that. So this is the entire, right? JSON data. JSON data dot data object dot ID. I want to compare ID. So I can say data dot, it's not array, okay? Data is a object, JSON object. So data dot ID. So which is equal to 2. I'm expecting it should be true. So the value, whatever you're getting, that ID value should be true. 2. Next, first name or email. Okay, whatever you want, email. So data dot, so data object, JSON object dot email to equal this one. Okay. So next, first name, get the first name. Get the first name, data dot first underscore name to equal Janet. So same thing you do for the next one. Last name. So next, I want this support URL. So I can do support URL validation also. Let's do support URL validation. So JSON data dot, now it's not data. So it's a support. So instead of data, just put support dot URL. So I can give this one. That's it. See, now both the test cases are passed. So that means any one of them is not correct, it will fail definitely. See, I give a, so this one 2 instead of 2, I'll give a different value. So now what will happen, you see that. See, expected to deeply equal to 3. So here you are getting 2, this value, but this one is 3. So that's why it is failing. Are we good? So that's the how you can write a validations for each no response body, how you are validating. Let's move on to the next one. So next, single user not found. Okay, so rename it. So where you found are all this is the one. Say single user not found. So write that. What is that? Single user not found, 404 you should get. So let's go and do that same thing. 2, 3, some random, so invalid data you are giving. Single user not found. So here You don't have this. Nothing. Right? Only single user not found. So what is the status code? 404. So here, not found. That's it. See, nobody. So 404 not found. So test case also passed. That's all about get calls. Now, so what is the next one? Post call. So this is the post call. So let's do that post call also. Duplicate this. Post call. Create user. So here, no ID at all, just slash users only. But as I mentioned, every post call should have a request body. Select the RAR and give the request body. So the request body is this one. You can give any name, okay? So any name you can give. So the names, for example, I will give my name. I can give okay, I can give this anything. So values. So with this, it will create it. So now this is the create user. So status code. So what is this create user? Status code 20. What is create user status code? 20?
4.
201.
1.
For create is 201. So I don't think so. We have created. I think we have created. We have to see created. It's not there. I think so. We don't have. It failed. So invalid chai property. So this is not there. So you can remove this. There is no created. Okay. So 201 created. So this created message is not there. So that you can do that. So now it is passed. See, whatever I have given in the body, that is there in the response you are getting, and ID and created it. Okay, so maybe you can store these values in the environment variable and you can supply it here. So how can you give it to in the environment variable? So let's go and give the name and job. Okay, I'll add name and job. So name, anything you can give, right? So message, automatically it will come. Job. So how I am going to consume this data in the request body, please observe that. Okay, test lead. Okay, save it and go back. So name and job. So how I am consuming here in this post, I have shown you normal, right? Now I'm going to use parameters. Set name. So this one, what is that? That's it. So this is how to, even from Excel sheet also, you have given this column name. Just give the column name like this. Automatically we'll get it here. Okay. So see, it is created. So I didn't give values here. Where I stored? In the environment variables. From there it is coming here. So this is the environment variables plays a major role in your API testing. Are we good? Shall I move?
Yes, Ramesh.
So, but you can validate, right? You can write a validation. Because these values you have in the environment, you can do a validation. Let's do validation. So JSON data dot, this entire thing is a JSON data. JSON data dot name. And you can get from environment. How can you get environment variable value? PM dot environment dot get of name. So that's how you can validate. Same is showing in the response body or not, you can check like this also. So whatever you have given input, same input is coming or not, you can check it. See that? Create user response body validation. See, both are passed because same. So you are getting from environment this name value with the pm dot environment dot get. How you can set pm dot environment dot set? For set method, what are the parameters you need to pass? How many parameters you need to pass? For set method, how many parameters we passed here? This is the function, right?
Oh, sir.
2 parameters. So one is the key and value. So 2 parameters we need to pass for set. For but get, you are using only the key name you give, you will get the value. Okay, so I don't want to waste time. So I think I don't know how many of you are getting, but still. So if you are not getting, please let me know. I'll explain. Otherwise, you won't know. So don't be silent. If you're silent, you will lose. I'm not going to lose, right? So if somewhere you're not understanding, so raise a flag. I'll explain one more time. So put method. So what this put method will do, you have to update it, right? So see this is the put. So you're updating to second user, you're updating, and you can update any user, you can update /2 and bodies. I'm giving this. So even you can give a different name also, but so I'm just, but it will fail.